This is John. He's 32 and a sensible guy. But when John was 12 years old, he did something a bit daft. He broke his neighbour's window. It was more of a prank than anything else. But when John got caught, the prank resulted in a police caution for destroying or damaging property. It taught John a valuable lesson, and he never reoffended or got in trouble with the police again. But little did John know then that the caution he received would turn into a life sentence. When John was 18, he got 3 good A-levels and headed off to university. He graduated with first-class honours and then decided to become a teacher. He spent another year in training college and emerged with his PGCE qualification. But when John started applying for jobs, he quickly discovered that the caution he received as a 12-year-old lad stayed on his criminal record as a disclosable offence. After 11 years of hard study, John couldn't become a teacher, or a lawyer, youth worker, firefighter, policeman, or more than 100 other professions. In fact, when most employers look at John's application, they can't see past the offence. So although he is bright, articulate, and with good qualifications, John's caution for a trivial lapse of judgment as a child turned out to be a disproportionate, long-lasting punishment. And John's story isn't unique. Every year in Northern Ireland, thousands of people are convicted for minor offences such as disorderly behaviour, breach of the peace and motoring offences. At just 10 years old, we have one of the lowest ages of criminal responsibility in Europe. So many children and young people find themselves in situations like John's. These convictions for minor offences stay with them and become a barrier to employment in later life. At NIACRO, we think that's unfair, and we're doing something about it.
We work with employers to encourage the fair treatment of people with criminal records. Evidence demonstrates that anyone who accesses training, employment and education opportunities significantly reduces their chances of reoffending by between a third and a half. So that's not only good for the employer and the job applicant, but significantly reduces the cost to the criminal justice system.
Reintegration is both for the individual because it's fair and right for them to be given these opportunities, but it's also, and maybe more importantly, it's for us as society. If we don't give these individuals who have a conviction a chance to redeem themselves, a chance to return to the fold, we're going to create more danger, more risk in society by creating these outsiders socially excluded and marginalized from the mainstream.
We offer a confidential advice line to employers and job applicants to help them understand the requirements of the disclosure process and legislation relating to people with criminal records. For employers, we also offer a half-day free training workshop in relation to the fair and safe recruitment of people with criminal records. Last year, we received 1,500 calls through the advice line, trained in excess of 1,000 individuals from 100 organisations to help them work through the issues in relation to disclosure and the process for treating people with criminal records safely and fairly. However, what we really need is a change in legislation to allow people to be able to move on with their lives.
In 2011, the review of the youth justice system in Northern Ireland said in Recommendation 21 that the policy and laws relating to people who had offended should be overhauled and reflect the principles of proportionality, transparency and fairness. The review stated that as part of this, young people should be allowed to apply for a clean slate at the age of 18. We believe this recommendation needs to be implemented and even expanded so that no matter what age you are, it's never too late to have old and minor offences wiped from your criminal record. And recently, NIACRO has teamed up with a campaign group called Wipe the Slate Clean, whose mission is to shape opinion and challenge legislation regarding old and minor convictions. Its founder is Bob Ashford, a high-profile social, youth and justice professional whose career trajectory was obstructed by a minor offence that happened when he was just a child.
Applied for jobs here in Northern Ireland and then discovered that when I actually had to fill the application form in, I had to then disclose these offences from some time ago, from many years ago. And at the time, it was difficult because they weren't so long ago at that stage. And when you actually see the offence on paper of trespass with an offensive weapon, it actually sounds quite serious. So at that point, I then started Wipe the Slate Clean. And the aims of the campaign are sort of manifold, really. First and foremost, it's about raising a debate about the way that we treat people with criminal convictions. If this was how I was treated 48 years on, then what about the other 60% of the adult population who also have criminal convictions, and how do we treat them, both as employers, both as sort of members of society, etc., etc. I still have to disclose them 48 years on. It's wrong. And as I say, why should a criminal conviction be a life sentence?
NIACRO believes that harnessing the profile and focus, wipe the slate clean, has brought to an issue we've been campaigning about for many years, will help shift the mindset of not just employers, but also our legislators and policymakers, a mindset that currently stops trustworthy and intelligent applicants making a valuable contribution to their organisation and to wider society. Simon Weston, the Falklands War hero, is just another example of a minor childhood indiscretion hampering progress in later life. He was prevented from becoming a police and crime commissioner for the same reason as Bob now campaigns alongside him. We'll leave the last word to him.
Then why is it kept on your history? Yes, we need to keep it there for a while because we need to make sure you do rehabilitate, you do change your ways. But after that, give people a chance